Indicted CEO Slayer Luigi Mangione has arrived in New York City, and instantly the photos set the internet on fire. On Wednesday, the NYPD posted this photo, which got a lot of unexpected reactions, starting with MAGA troll Laura Loomer, who writes this: why is NYPD trying to make Luigi Mangione look like a celebrity? This is going to inspire copycats. Not good. Pastor Ben said, did the morons organizing this kabuki theater realize they're making him a legend with all of their antics? So that's a critique from the left against the NYPD. Jenna Wortham writes, this perp walk is not doing what y'all think it is. The fervor / romanticization of this case will be studied for ages to come. True. Stacey K writes, NYPD is really doing everything they can to make this dude look cool as hell. Now, speaking of that phenomenon, okay, the other picture that they posted, the NYPD, went even harder. Look at that. Damn. What is with all the tactical gear? All right. Is Luigi Mangione that much of a threat? He's in cuffs. Look, this guy, massive entourage as soon as he arrives in New York City. That includes Mayor Eric Adams, who's in the background. I'm going to have more on him, right? But this guy, he killed one insurance CEO who happens to be super wealthy in a very targeted attack, right? Now compare him, though, to Dylan Roof, who murdered 9 people at a black church and did so because he wanted to start a race war. Mangione was just like, these insurance executives are pretty much getting away with murder. So, they're parasites on the system. That's what he said, right? Whereas Roof, as I mentioned, tried to start a war between black people and white people, okay, and murdered 9 people to do so. Did Dylan Roof get a heavily armed perp walk? No, he got Burger King, literally. And not, by the way, speaking of what they got or what they didn't, Dylan Roof did not get a terrorism charge. Luigi Mangione did. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be the fact that, the wealthy elite are kind of scared right now? Scared out of their minds. So, that really shows you the difference here. The 2 tiers of America, right? Yeah, you kill a bunch of black people in church, murder them in cold blood. Well, that is not a terrorism charge, but murder, once again, in cold blood, a wealthy insurance company CEO, well, we're gonna have to upcharge him, hit him with that terrorism, you know what I'm saying? So wait, while the victims of Emmanuel A&E Church got thoughts and prayers, and by the way, all the victims of school shootings that we've had, mass shootings that we've had over the years, thoughts and prayers, everybody. That's just a price of freedom. But when a wealthy insurance CEO gets killed, suddenly those people in that same income class get special hotlines devoted to them in New York City if they're feeling unsafe. Now, if you're wondering if the police happen to do more to protect wealthy capitalists than average people, well, wonder no longer. This is your answer. Now, more responses here. Juniper writes, and this is actually the last response. The U.S. invited Benjamin Netanyahu, who is committing a genocide in Palestine, to speak to Congress. And this is how they're treating a guy who killed one guy. And I think that's very, very telling. And Netanyahu gets a standing ovation in Congress when he's invited. And this is a guy who is, again, very clearly performing a genocide in Gaza. Okay, they're going to annex Gaza. And by the way, now the Israeli government is saying, you know what, with that whole Assad situation, with him no longer being in power, guess what we're going to do? We're going to start seizing land in the Golan Heights. We're going to expand our borders. Oh, okay, yeah, so there's that, all right? And yet the United States Congress is like, wonderful, Benjamin Netanyahu, what a statesman. And this guy, who I guess obviously more directly, killed someone, okay? Terrorist, what a terrorist, making the CEOs feel really, really scared right now, and we must protect the wealthy. We must protect the powerful. So, and there's a lot of pearl clutching, a lot of hand wringing over the response here, where a lot of people are like, I do not feel sympathy with Thompson. And then some that are like, Luigi did nothing wrong. Look, 41% of young voters polled found what Luigi had done acceptable. It's kind of insane when you think about it, because he clearly did do a murder, and I think murder is wrong, okay? But like, that shows you the response, how much anger there is at our healthcare system, which 68,000 people die needlessly as a result of the inequities of our for-profit healthcare system, right? And there's anger at the super wealthy who run it and get money off denying people healthcare, which kills them in some cases, many cases. It kills them. So it just kind of shows you the differences here, right? Now, finally getting to Eric Adams, who is going to explain why he was there. He says, quote, I was at a conference a few days ago with the top CEOs, because of course he is, right? Meeting with CEOs of IBM, Deloitte, and it was a room full of CEOs and government officials. And the intentional shooting, and the response after really traumatized the entire industry. Not only the CEOs, but the employees. Really? Okay. There's no mention, by the way, of the numerous people that these companies have traumatized. No mention of that. No mention of that at all, right? And by the way, Eric Adams, indicted for corruption. I'm just saying. I'm not surprised that he is often in a room with these same very, very wealthy CEOs and only sees that, oh my God, they're so scared. They're so scared. He continued, I wanted to send a strong message with the police commissioner that we're leading from the front. Yes, I can see why, right? I'm not going to just allow him to come into our city. I wanted to look him in the eye and say that you carried out this terrorist act in my city, the city that the people of New York love. And I wanted to be there to show him the symbolism of that. Well, he showed something being there. Oh, yes. And there was a symbol, okay? But the symbol that a lot of people ended up seeing is kind of, I think, opposite of what you were going for. And it shows you, at least to me, how the United States governments in New York City respond when somebody dares to threaten capital. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe with the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.